What's going on, guys? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today we're going to take a look at a $250 HP laptop powered by the Ryzen 3200U. And my main focus with this video is, how does this thing handle gaming? Now this comes preloaded with 4GB of DDR4 RAM running at 2400 MHz. Now before I even made this purchase, I did a little bit of research and I found out this does support dual channel RAM, so I will be upgrading to 8 gigs in this machine, two 4GB sticks, and the extra stick I purchased on Amazon for $17. So in total, I have around $270 into this laptop after I add that RAM. And the main reason I'm going to be adding an extra stick of RAM to this is to help out with these built-in Radeon Vega 3 graphics. I recently posted a video on another laptop known as the Motile 14. The price on that was $300, and it actually had a pretty decent CPU known as the Ryzen 5 3500G with built-in Radeon Vega 8 graphics. Unfortunately, with that machine, there was only one RAM slot, so there was no way to add dual channel memory to that laptop, and it would have really helped out with those built-in Radeon graphics. So the laptop we're taking a look at in this video is the HP 14DK0024WM. We have a 14-inch WLED backlit display at 1366 by 768. The storage is fully upgradable, but at the $249 price tag, you're going to get 128 gigabytes, and this is an M.2 that you can swap out for something much bigger. 802.11 ABGN and AC Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.2, dual stereo front-facing speakers, and an HP True Vision webcam. As for the CPU, we get the AMD Ryzen 3 3200G, 2 cores, 4 threads, base clock of 2.6 GHz with a max boost up to 3.5. Since this is a Ryzen APU, we do have built-in Radeon graphics, and this is the lower-end version with the Vega 3, but it's clocked at 1200 MHz. As for I/O, we have a USB Type-C port and a full-size SD card slot. Moving around to the other side, we have two USB 3.0 ports, gigabit Ethernet, a full-size HDMI port, and a 3.5mm audio jack for your headphones. So like I mentioned, this does come preloaded with 4GB of RAM. It's DDR4 running at 2400 MHz, but I do want to upgrade this. I'm going to be adding another 4GB stick, bringing the total up to 8 gigs. So I'm really glad they added an extra RAM slot in here. You could upgrade this to a total of 16 gigs, but I think 8's going to be perfect for this. I'm personally not worried about matching the same RAM that's in here. I just want to match the speed. So I've purchased the cheap $18 4GB stick, but I made sure it's running at 2400 MHz. I'll leave a link in the description to the exact RAM I purchased. It works perfectly in this machine with the other stock 4GB stick, but if you're really worried about it, you could purchase an 8 gig kit that comes with 2 matching DIMMs. I'm personally really excited to see how this thing performs, so we're going to jump right into it. Alright, so here we are. This does come preloaded with Windows 10s, but if you sign in with your Microsoft account, you can upgrade for free from the Microsoft Store. We have the Ryzen 3 3200U, 2 cores, 4 threads. Like I mentioned, I added that extra 4 gigs of memory, so we're up to 8 here, and we're running at 2400 MHz, and we have the built-in Radeon Vega 3 graphics. Now I did try to see the speed over here, but it's stating that it's 400 MHz. This does go to 1200 MHz, and you'll see that when I'm testing the games. So the first thing I always like to do with these laptops is run a couple simple benchmarks. The first one here is Geekbench 5, and I wanted to kind of face this off against the recent 3500U laptop that I tested. So this HP with the 3200U, single core score in Geekbench 5 was 770, multi-core 1774. I was actually expecting this 3200U to score much lower in multi-core because we only have a dual core setup, but we do have 4 threads. Next up we have Cinebench R15, higher is better with this benchmark, and this one really relies on more cores and threads to get it done faster. So for the 3200U, we only scored a 297, and that 3500U was 665. Keep in mind the 3500U has 4 cores and 8 threads. And finally, I ran a quick Blender Bmw test. The 3200U finished this up in 4 minutes and 58 seconds, while the 3500U 2 minutes and 55 seconds. More cores and more threads really help out with Blender, so this isn't a rendering machine, but let's see how this thing performs in gaming. Moving over to a more GPU intensive test, we have 3D Mark Time Spy. At the very top is the machine totally stock with 4 gigs of RAM. That's a single stick in the machine. At the bottom is the score with the dual channel RAM setup. Just from adding that extra stick of RAM, the overall score increased by 40% and the graphics score increased by 41%. So adding that extra stick really helped out with the GPU performance on this little laptop. And just to give you an idea of how much dual channel RAM really helps out with these built-in Radeon Vega graphics, here's Csgo running with that single stick of RAM. I'm getting an average of around 40 to 41 FPS. This is 720p, low settings, and here it is with the dual channel RAM installed. Nothing has changed. We're still at low settings, 720p, but we're getting an average of around 62 to 63 FPS now. That's a 60% increase in performance just from adding that extra stick. So I highly recommend doing the same thing if you pick up a laptop similar to this one. And the rest of the games I tested in this video will be running with dual channel RAM. Next up, we have an oldie but a goodie. This is Left 4 Dead 2 720p, high settings. By the end of my run here, I was getting an average of 117 FPS. Now, I completely understand that this is an older game, but I personally still play this, and I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of how these source-based games run, like Portal, Half-Life 2, and Left 4 Dead. You'll have no issues at all with this machine. Next on the list, GTA 5, normal settings, 720p, using DirectX 11. I don't have any VSync on right now, and this machine's just not going to cut it at 60 FPS. So what I personally recommend is just turning VSync to half. It's going to cut the game down to 30 FPS, but you'll get a constant 30, and it's very playable like this, especially on a $250 laptop. I'm actually pretty impressed at how well it handles GTA 5, given we're at 720p, 30 FPS, but this game is still fun like this. Rocket League 720p performance settings, getting an average of 98 FPS. It is fully playable on this little machine. Here we have Skyrim. Now this is the original version, not the special edition. I did test the special edition, but you have to take it down to low and you're only going to get 30 FPS. But high settings, 720p, you'll get a constant 60 with the original Skyrim. Here we have Dauntless, and as you can see, the GPU in this thing is totally pegged out. I have the frame cap set at 60, but this machine's just not going to hit 60. So just like GTA 5, I suggest capping this at 30, and you'll get a pretty playable experience out of it. I've also played this on the Nintendo Switch, and I can tell you right now that this is a smoother experience. I also tested a few more games. 720p, low settings, this is the average FPS. So overall, for a $250 laptop or $270, depending if you add RAM or not, I think this is an awesome deal. As for everyday web browsing, email checking, document editing, and even YouTube video playback, this thing works flawlessly even without adding any extra RAM. But if you want to get the best performance out of gaming with this tiny machine that's not meant to be a gaming machine, definitely add an extra stick. Through all of the testing that I've done, I've seen an increase anywhere between 20 to 60% just by adding that extra stick. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. I'll leave links in the description to where I picked this up at. Keep in mind, as of making this video, it is still on sale, but I can't guarantee it's going to be on sale forever. I'll also leave a link to the same RAM I used to upgrade this machine. I know a lot of my regular viewers are going to want to see some emulation on this, so I will have a video coming up soon. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But like always, thanks for watching.